guys, I'm back once again with another video. Today I'm back once again with a special video. If you could remember, I did a video with our I know the name already, so especially one of the name that always, if I remember the name, I feel happy. The name is Nana Ojidom Ama Tetewa the first, especially the Ojidom, a crowd saver, So I'm once again here with we are come to learn about our Africa culture, things that we are lacking as an African, especially we the Ghanaians, our Ghanaian culture. So if today is your first time watching S.K.M Media 7, can you do me a favor by subscribing to the channel? After subscribing, like the video and drop your comment as well. So for me not to waste my time, let's go to our home.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to viewers and listeners.
Yes, please, how are you?
I'm fine, you?
I'm also fine.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Yes.
Today there are a lot of things going on, especially in Ghana here, our Africa community, when it comes to naming, how we name our parents, they name their children, and our dressing and other stuffs. So as we want a knowledge from you, especially we, our viewers and our brothers and sisters who live in diaspora, when it comes to names. Why do we have to choose name?
Name.
Yes.
Thank you very much. A person's identity is always found in the name. With the Ghanaians and narrowing it down to accounts in some of the Volta regions, the day that you were born comes with your name. If it's Monday, they say Kojo.
Okay.
And then it's Tuesday, the Kwabra and Kweku and all those things.
Okay.
Then they add a name that they would like you to imitate like that person. So some people have a standard culture in their community that if you're a guy, it is men who name their children. Okay. It's not the women. With the women, you plead and beg, oh, I like this name, so add it. But traditional and culturally is the man. And then he will say, I want to name my father. Then he asks the father's name to the day born, the day that he came with. Let's say Kojo, and the father is a champion. So to be Kojo a champion, before the surname comes.
Okay.
And the surname is what identifies you from where you come from.
Okay.
So naming is very important in African person's life or in a Ghanaian person's life. You must know where you come from and how we name our children. So you continue and your children to continue. When you borrow names, you lose your identity. Where do you come from? So if you want to be identified as a Ghanaian person from this tribe, stick to our names.
Okay.
Some people have the idea that we have fetish gods and their names, people are adding to that. Hey, they should justify it. Let's see. If you have a table, you have to name the table. No spirit came down with a name and they said, this is my name. Okay. People were giving them their names. Maybe he was the person who dreamed about that God, or he met that God and he added his name to it. But it's not that name is for that God.
Okay.
So if you don't have that proof, don't say it's a fetish name, so I will not name my child. And you go and choose a name like Adam. Then they call their children Adam. You ask him, why did you call Adam? Because he has a meaning of this. No, it's not in your tribe.
Okay, so it's not good for because I'll be hearing Adum
and Shira. Then they say Inshi and all that. Why? We have something in account, they say Kwasamaidin. In other words, Kwasamaidin. In other words, when it takes a long time for a woman to take a seed,
okay,
or he goes to a shrine to borrow it, and then when the child comes into the world, he will associate the name to whatever happened.
Okay.
I don't know. We have an idea that when they do that, the child will not die, he will stay.
Yes. Some of them, they mark them.
They mark. So that is why those names came in.
Okay.
So when you have somebody has another name, you stand by and say, Kwasama Diana. They gave him that name. Sometimes you see Kweku Bronya, because it was born on Christmas Day. And then they put it there.
Okay.
So Kweku Bronya will free him. Then the Bronya will tell you maybe he's an Akan. That's why they say Bronya.
Okay, so Adum, Ishira, all those names is no good. Like in our
Okay, let's
Ghanaian
search up. We don't have those names.
Okay,
And I see they use doing it. Because they say the Christian names have, some of them have that meaning. Fine, if you want to stop using the Christian name, I'm fine with that. But let's take what you have. Don't go and borrow something.
okay,
So I'm pleading with the pastors too, who help in the naming. Don't tell them to do that. When they come, let them stop. Give them their day-born name, where it comes from, the father's tribe. Take a name and add it to it. If the mother wants to borrow her name and add it to it, fine. They pray over it and do it. Let the person have an identity. So as soon as you call your name, they know where you come from. Then they will say, hey, the Masons, they are smart people. These people, they are this. A name comes with everything that you, the person, appears to be.
okay.
As soon as they call your name, when you hear people's name, you look around and then you start to see whether it has a history attached to the name. So why go about picking anything on the street and giving it to your child? No.
Because when we go to our Nigeria community, sometimes when somebody like you mention your name, they will ask you which
Tribe.
which tribe are you from? Or
Yeah.
maybe when you mention your name, they know where you are from. But in our Ghanaian society, it's difficult
It's getting to missing.
yes, to identify.
The name must identify where you come from.
Okay.
The Gans have, the Adangbes have, the Ewes have, the Fantis have, the Cree have, the Ashantis have, the Northern region have, and all Bru and everybody have. The only name that I know is all over across is Mensa.
Mensa. Okay.
And some of them is a third more Mensa. And then narrowly becomes a surname. But Mensa is all over Ghana. So when somebody calls Mensa, Mensa then he will explain it. But when I say Ama, Tetswa, you know I'm a fancy.
Yeah.
Then I say Ojedom, you know it's a fancy. So you can easily, if I don't tell you where I am a traditional ruler, you can easily say, oh, he's an Akan person.
Yeah.
Although it's hard for you to know whether I'm coming from this or that, but from the central region, you can narrow it there.
Okay.
So the way, like you are saying, the other places, Nigeria and Sierra Leone and that, some of them had name. As soon as they call the name, this person is an Ebu. This person is this tribe. These days when I watch movies and I hear some name, I try to write it and I call some of my Nigerian friends. I said, this name, where does it come from? He said, oh, it comes from this tribe. This is how they dress. This is how they eat. This is their major food and all that. It's part of our identity. Don't miss it. Let people know where you be proud of where you come from. Your food and your dressing. Yeah, with the t-shirts, it's fine. It's branded. You do it. But once in a while, that's why they have cultural days and African days and that. Put on your cloth, African cloth. If the colors are too much for you, some of them have 2, 3 colors.
Okay.
But we wear cloth with designs that speak. Like the one I have, it's called Nyame Bechere and it's written inside.
Okay, Nyame
Bechere. And because I've added the black, you know I'm in the funeral mood.
Yeah.
You see. So our dressing also speak. The name and the dressing, that makes it unique.
Okay. So that means you have to be mindful of the names that
you give.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Because when you are no more in the world and gone, your child will continue. So, oh, my father or my mother, they name me this. You didn't tell them immediately, so he will continue. It's the way the world is getting closer and smaller.
So that problem, is it the parents who have to sit their children down for them to educate them about the names, or the children have to ask their parents now, this name, what does it mean? Because most of the parents, they don't know the name. They just take any name. I'm going to name my child. Can you give me a nice name? Just take the name. But they don't ask the meaning of the name. A lot of people don't know
why they do that.
Yes.
Not necessarily the meaning of the name, because the Kojo, which comes with the child's name, I don't know why they say it's Kojo, because it's Monday.
Okay. No, I mean the surname.
The surname, okay. Yes. The surname is an identity of where your father comes from.
Okay.
Yes. So, like the way they say we migrated from somewhere to somewhere to somewhere, then to Techiman, and then we start spreading all over the place. So when you are going, you carry your family name with you, and then the clan.
Okay.
So you, the parents, has to teach your children. As soon as they get to adolescent age, which we Ghanaians are failing to do, they have that as bragro and depot and thing. That's where they teach those things. The men teach the boys, the women teach the... But they added certain things which I don't like.
Okay.
The way they parade them in the street naked. When I say naked, half naked. And they smear them with inkuto. Those things are celebrity things. They should stop.
Okay.
But the education aspect of it, teaching the woman, we the Fantis, when we marry a West, it's easy because we all eat corn. So it will not be like, but when a Fanti goes to Asante, it's a problem. Because he want to see his fufu.
Yeah.
And you today be out here banku. You teach the children all that. So when they meet together, they themselves, while they are courting, they will educate themselves. Then the naming thing come in.
Okay.
We are this name.
Okay.
And some people marry people with names. And I have come to believe it. Because people are eating around with people's name. Hey, me papa ni ABA Crentilo. Oh, sir, that man who sang this song, that the person automatically becomes excitement about you and all that.
Because of the name.
The name. Some of them will come with some name you call it, which I would not like to mention, but the thief's name. Oh, papa ni sa papa. Debut. Nasasa ni a friend. That alone is a question. Before he will grant you whatever you want, he has questioned your name. So name and dressing, we don't have to play with it.
Okay.
No matter where you get in education or wherever you find yourself, let the people around you know that you are proud of where you come from. Not necessarily the color,
Okay.
but the name and the dressing must tell. There are dresses for every occasion. Casually, you can wear anything. But when it's a ceremony, you have to come out like where you come from. If it's cloth and they want to wear it the kaftan way, they sew it. Or if they don't want the colored one, the plain color, then they use a little strip, like the footballers' t-shirt now.
Yes.
You know they are Ghanaians.
Yes.
Yeah, because that brother thing, I can take it beautiful. And that's what I would like the Ghanaians or Africans to do. With the other tribe there, but Ghanaian is getting missing.
Let's take the dressing aspect.
Okay.
Now, it will be difficult to identify if this person is an Iwe or Akan or Fanti, based on the dressing. It's like we are moving away and adopting different lifestyle.
Yes.
And now, when you go to the churches, even if people are having wedding ceremony, the dressing that they put on sometimes is very, very, very bad.
Yes.
They just dress, I would say, either half naked.
Half naked, yeah.
So what shows that this person is a Ghanaian? Most of the time when we watch Nigerian movies, when they are dressing, the food they are dressing, it shows that this person is a Nigerian, the way they dress. But we Ghanaians, it's like...
We are Shatra, the guys say Aliche. We know too much. And like you are saying, it's nice because it's a first wedding to wear something white and blinking. But don't become half naked. The man is taking you to the room and then enjoy you and then you enjoy him and fine. Why are you exposing yourself to us? Especially the breast side of it. It's bad. But I don't know. When they go to counseling, don't talk to them. So we the youth and thing, you talk to your friends. Oh, this thing, you should have done it this way. You know, when they come. And then the designers must also be part of it. When we're in the old ages where we are walking naked, that is different.
They say we are in modern world.
Modern, so let's dress modern. Cover yourself. The men are covering themselves and the women are walking naked. Half naked. Some of them, they say they don't even use the panties because it will draw in the pants that they wear. And they walk and the whole body is shaking. What is this? It's not good. It's not a good sign of communicating. Don't sell yourself like that. Because one day you have to leave your name behind. And what is going to go along with that name? Oh, Esino. Yeah. Or I don't think you want people to remember you that. With my Ojedom, I said I adopted this ADR and settlement alongside with our culture. I can decide not to do because I have shops, collect the rent and then sit down. But what name am I leaving behind? that, oh, Nana, you can walk to Nana's office and then he will help you. If I don't have the answers, I'll give you a day. I have to call elders. Some of them are not good anyway, and I sieve it and then bring it together. And I say, oh, probably this is what is there. We have a saying in Ghana. Yes, it's Simpa Penyin.
What?
Simpa Penyin.
Simpa
Penyin. Ha! I am Simpa Penyin. And I feel them is Simpa Penyin. It's like, do you think I'm a fool or what?
Okay.
That is not it. So the Winnipers saw it an offense because the town is called Simpa.
Okay.
So when he says, am I Simpa Penyin? Does that mean that the elders in Simpa are not okay in the head or whatever? But that's not the word. It has been narrowed to that. It's Simpam. Somebody who blocks.
Okay.
What's Simpam Penyin? Simpam. You discourage people. You destroy dreams.
Okay.
Into a Simpam Penyin. With Simpam, you block it.
Okay.
With Simpam, they are blocking. Until while the person wants to flow, he cannot flow. Until we are penning for no more, almost Simpam. The whilst people were pronouncing it, it came to be Simpa Penyin. But or your Simpam Penyin.
Okay.
And some people, it came in the news that the minister also used that word, and then so I have to test the station and call them that they should talk to them. It's not them. It is the language that has narrowed to become like it's their town. But you see what I'm telling you. So if you don't preserve that name, one day your identity will be missing, and nobody will find you. It's been decades that we are in this world, and we will go, and there will be more decades. So the next 500 years, your descendants will be known as what? Adum from. Adum from where? Adum, yeah, fine. And then when they are in the house and they are fighting, the person will call his dog some name, and the other person will call his name, the dog, the cat, another name. So if you want to insult the person, then you call the name.
Yeah.
I don't want to name it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
And those are the type of naming. Hey, Radia doing to me with you. And let your comment to me. You go put that name on your child. On ye. A radiation shrine. Missy will shrine you. Me banny a shrano or yen shra. You are describing the mood the child came into this world. How can I be that name? He came with a name. He has come into a family. Pick that family name and add it to it. We are omitting Christian names. Good.
Okay.
But what about our local one? From South Africa all over to Senegal, we all have our names. Let's patronize and keep it. The way the world is getting closer, if Africans don't stay and watch and keep our name and our dressing, we will be missing in the system and everything will be lost, including our food. The ones that are not good, let's take it out. Now they say Gary is good and Kokonte is good. They say it wasn't good, and some of us were feeling shy to even eat it. Now we are chasing it and the price is boom. They should do research and know, oh, cassava is very good. When you dry it, it's good. With the soup, we Ghanaians, I don't know the other one, but Ghanaians, we like soup. Anything you want to eat, you want to come with soup. These tea things, we just borrow it. So we should all do that and preserve it. We have a beautiful culture in naming and dressing and food. People would like to see it beautifully. So we should continue to do it.
Okay. So guys, we should continue to do it. We are losing our identity. We are losing our identity as an African. So let's go back. If you name your child Adum Inshira, it's good, but you have to find the correct name and give it to your child, so that later on, when you are not there, the child will be able to explain the name that he or she has been given by the parents. The last time we met, you spoke about the hair, especially the men.
The breeze, yeah.
The rasta and all.
Yeah.
Yes. Then I want you to go into
that. On
yes.
that. Yeah, I was saying it's not part of our culture in Ghana. Anybody who has those braids on the hair growing means that he was borrowed from a shrine, and whatever they have to pay, they have not. Some people ask for even as much as giving a cow. and all that, and the parents don't have it.
Okay.
So you don't have to cut the hair until you pay before you can cut the hair. So when we meet people with those bread hairs, it's like, oh, this child was borrowed, or it was this shrine that said this, and they have not paid his right.
Okay.
So those who know, when they go to school, cry, "Oh, yeah, bosomba," and all that. So, but now it's becoming a fashion. So where is our cultural one? The custom one, which people are doing. People are still doing that because fertility is still in a certain way. So people go to shrines to get that. And you still don't have to touch the hair.
You see, those are the people they call them Mutiaba or the dwarfs.
And you will Mutiaba,
Okay.
you will Bosumba.
Okay.
You will Insioba are those who don't sit up. They have the spine problem.
They don't sit up like this. Wow.
Now that we have realized that it's part of cerebral palsy because they got injury at the spine. But in our olden days,
is it naturally or
no? It's a deformity of a child in the womb or when it comes out, maybe in the delivery or whatever, and it affects the spine. So you don't get the neck to stand well. It takes a long time, rolling of the eye, everything, and it's cerebral palsy. Well, our people were killing. They say you're in soba, until me until your war, because he was using the chest to move. Other places they don't have arms, and they were preserving them to become great men. But Ghana, they were killing them. They say, "Oh, you're in soba." They will take them to the stream, and some animal will catch them, or they themselves will shoot them. And now we've realized that those things were not part. They are not good practices. That is some of the bad practices in our culture that we are doing away with. Into Busumba, Motiaba, and all those things. Yeah. And the person goes missing for years. By the time he comes back, the whole hair is dreadlocks. So Motiaba fan. They have to do certain things before they cut. Or those who practice fetches, they don't cut their hair. They have the dreadlocks. Or come for no. One say aha. Inti ye amamre ne using it for a fashion is getting effect on our culture. Okay, when they cut it around and it becomes small here, that one you know it's not in sober, you know it's fashion. Yeah. But when it becomes all like that, it's hard for us to identify you. So if they want to do it, fine. But they must know that in our culture, there is some kind of practice that when people see you, they know that, oh, some certain rites has to be performed on you, and there's not been performed. So certain people like that, they don't go to some palaces because if you don't greet some paramount chiefs because if you so some of our chiefs were trying to narrow it, and they think they are bluffing. No. It was our culture. Yes. Stayed in the US for so many years before I came. And I went to Texas and they were doing a program. And then some of them even came to New York. And the Red Indians brought their dressing.
The Red Indians?
Yes.
I heard the name, the Red Indians.
Yes, I think they are the indigenous people on that continent before the Europeans and the British migrated into the place. And they push them to a corner. Whatever the history is up to them.
Yeah, I heard about the America history of the year. They said they were Red Indians on the land of the American before they sacked the people.
They didn't sack them. Like, let me give you an example like the Tamanu town. Okay. You know, all this area here, Cortez 20-something is for them. Okay. But Kwame Nkrumah brought them closer to a place, gave them a community, and they started developing the site. Okay. So that's what I saw in that already. But when they are coming to meetings or program or talk about their community and how they are invading their territories, they come in the address. Okay. And nobody is telling you it's a Red Indian. You look at him, and then when they come to you, they tell the tribes. In the Red Indian, they have tribes too.
Okay. And they are white people.
They are white. They are not white, but
okay.
Yeah, they are little dark in between the dark, that chocolate thing. When you fit, like the Europeans or the yes, and they are there, and they put on their hats and thing, beautiful. And I was telling, look at that. And so from years to come, they still have it. So I'm telling Ghanaians, if we don't preserve and keep it, the dressing and the food and the name, some years to come, you are here, cry, you don't know where you come from. And somebody will come and move you from your land because you don't have an identity.
See what is happening in some of our villages whereby foreigners are fighting the people in their
The
own
indigenous
land.
Yes. And they're giving birth, they're marrying them, they are giving birth, and they are giving them their names, and things are going on. Like my village, I was telling people, why did you marry this white man? Because he brought money or because he's doing the galamsey? He didn't know why he did it. It's because they were giving them money and things and say, and they have different face, different formation, different all that. The man has left and gone to China, and the children are there. So we should try and then protect our land. They come and work and go. There must be an agreement. Not a very big English. Some simple thing to protect everything. The global world is coming closer and smaller. We have the planes flying faster, ships moving, and look at this beautiful thing that this phone is doing. Now I don't need some time to even fly. I'll be here and then communicate and do everything. Why do I have to lose my identity? This is my office. I come, but I dress. So when you come in, you know, oh, Nana, he's a Ghanaian. He did this. Some people come here and do the case of Nana, no better selfie, and he takes. You don't know why he's taking it. So when the person look at it, that's why I put these pictures behind me, so you know that I'm a chief, not a queen mother.
Okay.
The queen mother is the queen for the chief.
Okay.
They enforce the law. They don't necessarily make the law, but chiefs we make the law.
Okay.
And the queen mothers enforce them. That's how they have done it. So what I'm adding is, if they're ready in this, in all development in the US, they are still keeping their culture and everything. Why not? We should also do it. And when it's festival time, we should make it politics. The festival is where you go and meet elders and ask them about some questions. Why we do that? Why we marry? Why we do this? And you learn those things. You meet friends from other places and all that. And then later on, you add the celebration aspect. We are enjoying too much and missing why we are on this continent. So please preserve our name, our food, and our identity. So some decades to come, we'll still have it. Now they are finding certain lands that has got missing in the Athens and all that. And the pots that they used to eat and all that, they are saying they are mosaic floor. It's not speaking about them. Where are the people? Maybe there are some of the Ghanaians.
Yes.
We migrated and came and we got missing and all that. So now they are looking for those who were the indigenous people on that land. How they have their pot. Then they will start associating it. It will not be a history that some of us are that we Ghanaians, because we like to migrate.
Yes.
And someone, when we are going, we don't carry our culture. And you go away. Building those houses, staying in compound houses is part of our culture.
Okay.
And when you look at these ancient places that they are finding, houses were built in that way. They were staying together. Who are those people? So whilst people are doing research, we should preserve what we have. Those that are bad, take it out and add the good one, because we are in the new age. And then preserve it. Now we have recordings that you can preserve it. Your child will come and meet it. Oh, this is what we Akans do. Oh, this is what we Ghanaians do. And then it will be beautiful.
Okay. Before I ask my last question, the problem is we, especially our chiefs. Is it possible for them to teach? Because our chiefs, they know more than let me say the ministers and the presidents, because for them they go in the politics with our chiefs. When it comes to our culture and our food and all that, they know more. So how can we get them to teach us more on that?
Thank you very much. I think you hit the hammer, the nail there. What I'm saying is, when you become a traditional ruler, the first 2 weeks or month that they keep you in the room, they teach you many things, because like you don't know anything. So somebody who is a fetish priest will come. When somebody comes to you and he does that, he's a witch. When you do this, is that. They teach all that.
Okay.
So when people are talking, look straight in their eyes. You could tell whether he's lying. And then do this and do that, they teach us. Then somebody who is also a very good cook will come. And now when they give you this food, don't eat at this hour. You'll be in public and you feel like going to washroom, which is bad. When you sit, you sit. As soon as you get up, you don't go and come back. They teach all that, so we learn.
Okay.
So every queen mother or chief who doesn't learn is bad for her or him. So it's easy to go to them in the palaces. These days, the palaces are so much congested that you can get them in their homes. So when you book an appointment, you go. The one he or she doesn't know, he will tell you. Probably he will consult somebody and then tell you, or they will learn. So as we speak now, the chiefs and queens, most of them are educated. So they are learning. The others that have to teach us, they are not around. Some of them, when I ask them, I go there and ask them, like this in Papenyin thing. I saw is in Papenyin. I said, teach me. He doesn't know. So I have to go to some people, call education people, some of our queen mother, we started. Then he said, okay, let's break it down. So we find it ourselves. We break it down and he said, then we got it. Then when we do a little research, we realize that is the meaning of it. Okay. And then they are doing. That's one thumbs up I give Ashantis and Achim. They teach their queen mothers and chiefs what to do and what not to do. So going to them to learn is fine. The Ewes too are doing. The Northern Reading are doing. Everybody is doing and teaching them to do that. So go to them. With the MP and they are politicians. And they come from villages which we are leaders. So sometimes they come to us. That's why when they offend us, we charge them to pay. Because you know you don't have to do this and you are doing it. But in short, the traditional rulers know. And then you, the youth, who can learn. Teach yourself. You have friends. You have clubs. Networking. And then you also add certain beauty to it. Maybe because the sun is, these days, the sun is so high. Adding yellow color to our dress maybe is too loud. So let's tell the kente weavers to tone it down. You can be teaching somebody. People come here and I ask them to teach me. Okay. And I learn from them, even the youth. And I ask them, what do you think when somebody wants a divorce, should I grant it? And they would tell me, and somebody was telling me, me and the person in the room, and I said, I don't want it. And you said you don't want me to. And I said, okay, he's right. Then he knows what he's going through. And he said, I don't want to marry again. Why do I have to force? Because in our culture, we don't divorce. Do you want the person, one of them, to kill his friend? Hey, it's a free world. So if you want to walk away, I plan it. Both of them sit down, we plan, and they walk away. We sign it. If it's a court wedding, they go to a judge to cancel it. But all arrangements around it, I bought this cup, I'm taking it. I bought this shirt, I'm taking it. I do it here. They all understand. They sign. And then they take the case to a judge. Now we have gone to ADR or Jidon place. We've settled our properties. We want divorce. He will hear it partially and grant it.
So is it good for like we the Africans to sign at the court when getting married? Because those days our forefathers didn't do that. So where from that one also signing, let's say we are going to marry, you have to go to the court for the court to be a witness. But those days in our culture,
it wasn't there.
Yes.
Yes, like I'm saying, civilization is coming on. It's good to sign. Not necessarily that wedding thing, that is fashion. But to sign, one, sometimes the woman feels secured that before you bring in another woman, you are going to consult me. Okay. Others were doing it. But in the middle time, so the court was protecting us. Okay. And you, the man, cry, it protects you. It gives you boundaries that you can't cross. That freedom world, you can't do it. Okay. So it's good to sign and then do it so you'll be identified. Now, when the family couldn't talk about it, you can easily move to the court. A judge will sit on it. Okay. Or ADR practitioner will sit on it and help you solve the problem. So marrying 2-3 wives, you can still sign court, but that have a different sign. The ordinance is 1 man, 1 wife. Okay. But the other setup, you can marry more. and go there. And you must know why you are married. Our elders until were married because they were using them as part of their workmanship setup. By the time early in the morning, the man will get to the farm, and the woman will cook something or bring the fish and tea. I came to meet my father. So while they have gone on the dawn, because they will walk, and then by the time we got there, we carried the salt and red oil and maybe fish. So when we get there, they are working. Then my mother and uncle said, we make the fire. We go there and pick the cocoa and put it on the fire. And then we use branches of the banana or the plantain, lie it on the floor. We pour the food, we start grinding. We go to that very stream that people are destroying. Fetch water. Very sweet and clean. We don't boil it. But I'm not blaming them. Hey, who knows what they are doing? And it's destroying our natural land. And they are not stopping. And we too, we are handicapped. We don't know what to do. That beautiful stream, clear. Although it might come through certain bad places, but the trees and the leaves were, how do we say it, was sieving those bad things. Because I quite remember there was a stream at certain places in a central region. When you have diarrhea and you go to drink it, it stops. Right. But they found out that there was a tree there when those leaves were part of something for the stomach. And it was in the water. Wow. So when you drink it, it was giving you the healing.
In Ghana
here.
Wow.
Many things are there. We have beautiful things. Some of us who went back to the villages and then came back, I miss that life. It's like I'm telling you. So by the time the sun comes up, they've already weeded half of the land. They were not using machines. They will come and eat, sit under the tree. Then that's why the gossip come in. And this person died. Blah, blah, blah. Then when the sun goes down, they go there again. And we will look for food and come home. That beautiful setup. So we should learn and learn order. I'm not saying we should go to the bush and do that, but it's part of this. Once in a while, go to the countryside and live like a country person.
Yes. Well, there are a lot of people also over there, and most of our brothers and sisters, diaspora, most of them are living in the typical forest.
Yes, we can do that.
Yes,
Tema and Accra is congested. Only that is transportation. If you have the subway, the trains and things, we could have gone in the village and come. And you get relaxed. You know, when I'm here, I'm always tense taking some medication. But when I go to the village, I don't take anything. It's like, I don't know, I'm okay. Because I realize the place is not tense. There are many trees. You relax. You don't stress yourself with unnecessary talks and all that. So we have a beautiful land that we have to protect and live it. And years to come, we must still keep our name.
Okay. Thank you very much. So guys, if today is your first time watching S.K.M Media 7, kindly do us a favor by subscribing to the channel. After subscribing, like the video and drop your comment. Whatever you don't understand, just drop your comment. Please, your last word for our people. And I want you to talk more about this place. Those who are facing challenges, problems in their marriages. If anybody wants to come here,
and come and see. Okay. I'm an ADR practitioner. ADR means Alternative Dispute Resolution. Alternative to the High Court. And this setup is smaller. In other words, those who are part of the dispute, they only come and sit down. It's you and your husband, you and your wife, you and your sister, and then we sit down. And then whatever the other person is not listening, I will draw their attention. Then the hard thing come in. Hey, this is what he's talking. Then you will agree to what he's saying. As soon as you understand the opponent, you will agree and there will be peace. It's beautiful to live in a peaceful atmosphere. So ADR is there, Ojidom Alternative Dispute Resolution at Community 1, Site 10 on Ato Drive Street, adjacent to the Tridiase Primary School. I work from Monday to Friday. Rarely do I do the weekend ones. Depending on where the person is working. I do phone. If you are outside the country, you can still come on. We can still do it. And we pay a very small fee just to keep the office running. So reach me, and then we have a peaceful life to enjoy yourself.
Okay, is there any number?
The number you can reach me is 0543 574845. 0543 574845 or 020 113 8809. 020 113 8809.
Is
Thank
it
you.
on WhatsApp?
Yes,
Okay.
it's on WhatsApp, on Instagram, and all that.
Okay.
And then, if anything, we can talk.
Okay.
And then talk about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's enjoy our world.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time with S.K.M Media 7. Guys, we'd like to end our conversation here. So if you are watching this video, wherever you are watching this video from, any problem you are having in your marriages, just contact the number on your screen. She is a chief, right?
Yes, I'm a chief.
Yeah, she's a chief. So in terms of any problem, when you need knowledge, more knowledge, you just come here. She will help you with all your problems. So thank you very much for watching S.K.M Media 7. God bless.